what's the cost of change and how to ensure you keep moving forward, or for you looking at me, forward. Hi, Will Perry. Welcome to another video of Keeping the Conversation Alive. So what do I mean by the cost of change? I think it's an interesting one because, and by change I mean self-development. This change up here, rather than changing your job or your sofa, whatever it is, the cost of change up here. If you've identified that you need to develop and grow, and the problem lies in here, and this is why you're stuck up here. So, what's the cost of that change? So for some people, self-development books, it's a massive industry, and that'll be enough. It's absorbing the information, assimilating the information, putting that information into action, and that's enough to change. So the cost of that, you can be gifted a book, or you can get them on Amazon secondhand. I think that's an awesome thing, because that's a delivery straight to you, and it's quick and easy. But it might take just a book, which will be a few pounds, £10, £16, whatever it is, and that book can be invaluable to you, in terms of the value that gives and the cost of that outlay. It can be awesome. For some, maybe it's needing a specific course where there's a lot more information, but it's broken down, and maybe if you're a bit like me, the video format works really well for you. So an online video, my program is online video based, works really well for you. You can stop and start it and have it, and maybe there's stuff to do as well and digest, and that's a good way of learning for you, and it goes into a deeper level. And it's tailored specifically for you and your problem. I have a I have a problem. Yeah, that problem. And it's tailored specifically to you. Whereas a book might be more general. So for some people, the cost of that course, is outweighed by the value that they get, and that they can, once they put it into action. And this is the key thing, putting it into action. Once you put it into action, that can absolutely transform and change your life, because you put it into action and change your thinking, the thing that was keeping you stuck and not able to reach the goals that you want to achieve. And keep you going round and round in circles. I talk about that a lot. So the cost of that, and courses can be anything from like $40, $90, 400, 900, 2,000. It could be a program, couldn't it? It could be a course of a program, a masterminds, that sort of thing. And they go up and up and up and up, depending on what they're doing and the depth of it and the niche it's in, and tailored. I guess the more tailored it gets, then the price goes up, but also so does the value. It should do, at least. So one-to-one sessions, the reason you go to somebody one-to-one is because it's tailored exactly to you. It's dealing only with you, not having to cater to other people around you, or other people that might be on the course, or the people the readers being broad. It's tailored, especially it's specifically to you, and it's face to face. So there's no kind of escaping stuff. And in fact, in the face to face stuff, there's so much more information. I love doing that stuff because it's wonderful. You can see somebody recoiling as they realize something within their own, or whoa, or the flush of the color. The flush of colour in somebody, or the opposite, somebody going pallid. It's not something you can control, but it's an awesome thing to notice and go, "Oh, what's happened there?" And then ask a question, and it's a very different situation. So that's why counselling, I guess, is one-to-one, and that could be something like from. I don't know what it is in America actually, but £50 or something here for per session, £70 at £100, and then it goes down to more niche, and the prices go up depending on what the subject matter is. And if it's this stuff in here, for me specifically around, obviously I do the niche stuff around self-esteem and the real blocks that are in here, then that's when the prices go up, because it's really becomes like many things. I think when they become really niche, the prices go up. What's the value of that? Again, the value should go up. But if the value is high, the cost is high, but the value is immense for you, almost immeasurable, then how cool is that? But if the value is, yeah, but the cost is really high, not so good. So there obviously has to be a balance in that, and you need to know the value for you of what you're undertaking, whether it's the book, course, or masterminds, or or one-to-one sessions with somebody, booking somebody specifically to help you work through what's stuck. So what's the cost versus what it can give you? What's the cost for you of where you are if you're kind of stuck and going around in this pattern? If you realize that it's you, what's the cost of that? And sometimes it's really difficult to see that. That's why I think the predictable future exercise is really good. Seeing your life in 5 years not changing, 10 years not changing, 15 years changing, not changing, and then kind of at the end of your life, not having changed and kind of stuck with that negative pattern of thinking, versus having made a change and transformation, what your life would look like in 5 years, what the differences you'd see and everything, and then in 15 years, 10 years, and then 15 years, all those changes and how it expands and ripples through your whole life and everything, and the relationships you have, and in all sorts of different ways, and then to the the end of your life, how that has transformed your life from this point of making a change, and in contrast to the not making a change. And that's so the whole thing of not having regrets, particularly end of life thing, and reflecting. So what's the value? It's really interesting exercise, to be able to go, actually, what I'm, I just, it could be just a thing of letting go of worrying about specific things, getting yourself into a pattern about worrying about specific things. It could be just that actually get perspective. For me, if I drop the worrying, so I'm not saying if one drops the worrying about things so much, it's all kind of what we do is it's empty and meaningless anyway. Life is empty and meaningless. We'll all go to dust in the end, and what is it? The worlds will all end and go to dust anyway, or a black hole or something like that. And therefore, in the big expanse of time, we are nothing. Our problems are nothing, meaningless. God, and and we can't take the money that we have, or the trinkets that we have, or the we can't take them on into the next life, or you can, I guess, fill your coffin full of money, but that would be pointless, would it not? So you can't, the phrase, you can't take it with you. So what's the real value? What's the real value for you? And I think that's a really interesting thing. So you need to be clear. You need to be clear of the value that you want, the expectation out of it, but you need to be clear of the risks as well. Because if there's high risk to something, then you're probably going to go protection system, unless you're really somebody that likes jumping out of planes. That's probably a different thing. Even so, it might not equate to money and value of investing in things, and you'll have an expectation. You'll know that jumping out of a plane will give you a great thrill, and you'll want to push yourself. But investing in something that might not work, you might want a little bit more proof than that. So you need to know that the risk isn't there, that you're not just throwing money away willy-nilly. Where did willy-nilly come from? Anyway, but you need to be prepared to do the work, and that's key in this kind of work, the development work. You need to be absolutely prepared to do the work, and you can be buy a book and prepared to do the work, find it a bit difficult, challenging, and the boredom thing kicks off. Distraction, and funny how this mechanism kicks off, that you put the book down and don't go back to it. You buy a course. What was it, Tony Robbins? I once heard him say 70% of the people that buy his online course do not even open it, do not even register for it. So it's like register once they've got on and log into it, and it's that's that crazy stat. There's a reassurance of having something, yet not actually. It's just a crazy thing, isn't it? So you have to be prepared to do the work. You need to, and it might sound odd, but it's what's it going to take? The stakes have to be quite high for us, because if we're just dabbling, it's easy to go, actually, I'll just go back that way and be comfortable. That's a bit challenging, so all these mechanisms within us that kind of keep us confined, safe, comfortable, but actually beyond that comfort level or area is growth, and that's growth can give so many more returns, can it not? I'm sure you get this. So my invitation to you is to kind of map out the cost for you, and it might not, would it seem onerous to you to map out the cost for you? If you've done the predictable future exercise, I think I did that in a video, then, or maybe I didn't, in which case say, no, Will, you didn't, in the comments or whatever. But map out where being stuck, or what being stuck costs you. You know, if it's really, you're really clear on something, on one aspect of your health, relationships, or weight is a good one. You know, if you know the cost of that because you're increasing in size, your health isn't getting better. You know, what's the cost to you? What's the cost to you of that? It costs you your weight, but beyond that, it costs you your happiness, your self-esteem. It goes down. You're more prevalent to thinking negatively about yourself. You know, those thoughts are more prevalent for you because of the weight. And what's the cost of that to you? So it could be financial, of course. I know in business, if you could blast through to the next level, you get so much more, but you hold yourself back. You don't know why, and you're frustrating yourself. You know you're achievable. You know you've got the skills. You know you've got the capacity, but you keep holding yourself back. You don't know why. You keep sabotaging yourself, going around in circles. What's that? You can measure that sometimes in financial cost, but you can also measure it in value, in relationships, depth of relationships. So my invitation to you is map out the cost to you of being stuck, if you're stuck in this level that I talk about a lot. So where am I? 11 minutes. Good heavens, time flies when you're talking. No, when I'm talking. Does it? I hope it hasn't dragged. So map it out for yourself. Do just a doodle, whatever, or share it with me to say, okay, I'm going to sit down with Will or to Will and write to Will and message him to say, I think it costs this, this, and this, and I'll just ask you some questions, in relation to whatever you put. It's not scripted or anything like that. So just to help you keep that conversation going alive, because it's so easy to stay comfortable, and we've got these mechanisms in our brain that protect us and keep us comfortable and safe, but we might be going round and round in circles, and that doesn't change. So unless you do the work and create that change. So many thanks. I hope you have got value out of that. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, I forget that thing. And take the test as well if you want. If you're coming to this new and you're not sure whether this is all relating to you, get a score on your self-esteem level. It's not the be-all and end-all, but it's a really nice, reliable 10-question instant answer system to be able to get. Is like a gauge on, it's like, yeah, I'm prone to this negative thinking, and maybe I ought to do something about it. So many thanks. Hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.